I apologize profusely. There's actually going to be 7 videos. I'm going to explain to the pain, and then we'll go to the next video. Okay, so to the pain. Um, it sucks. The song sucks. All 3 versions suck. But you're going to listen to it anyway. You know why? Because you will relate to the pain. Alright? We all have pain. We all have suffered loss. Pain comes with that loss. Whether it's the loss of a job, the loss of good friends, the loss of family members, we all have loss. And we all suffer with that loss. And there is a difference between pain and suffering. Whether you believe it or not, there is a difference between pain and suffering. And though they do come hand and foot, there is a difference. See, pain eventually goes away. Suffering doesn't. Alright? So you have the pain, it's like, ow, that pain. And you have the eternal pain in which you suffer from, which that pain and that suffering doesn't ever end. My dad's been dead for 8 years, and I'm still suffering from the loss of my father. Because to me, my biological daddy, he's the only one that ever really loved me more than anyone else. My 2 surrogate dads, one loved me more than life itself. My other one, not so much. He didn't hate me. We butted heads a lot. But, he wasn't my dad. He was a dad, but he wasn't my dad. I still love him. I treated him just like my father. But, he wasn't my father. Alright? Now, the other 2, my biological dad and my second dad, they were just great. And again, the third dad wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. We just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of shit, and I'm a right fighter. Alright? And he might have been a right fighter too, but sometimes he's one of those people who doesn't believe that his kid could ever do wrong. Alright? And when you're one of those people, you are a problem. If you don't believe for a New York second that your kid can do something wrong, you are wrong. And I had to explain to my father, I'm not a fucking saint. Because my father was the same way. And I was like, nah, Dad, sometimes it's me. Which he learned once or twice because of an incident where he had to correct me, and I have never been mad about it because it kind of was my fault. And that was the time back when I was either 14 or 15. I'm not a boxer. And the guy that was next door, who I was fixing to fuck up for the rest of his life, pride, man, stupidity, led me in that path. And I'll give you my dad's words after I give you the short synaptics. We set up a bullshit boxing ring. And his name was Corey. Hi, Corey, wherever the fuck you are. So, we box. The rules were we're going to pull our punches. I do martial arts, not box. Kickboxing is not boxing. Understand that shit. It's boxing with your feet, but it's not boxing. And it's also a watered down version of Thai fighting. An American kickboxer is not going to be the Thai fighter unless that motherfucker's never been in an actual fight. Alright? Then it's a whole different ball game of fighting. Alright? It's Thai fighting training is way better than American kickboxing training, and you got to be tough. So, get in the ring. Rules were pull your punches. Corey was a way better skilled boxer than me. This motherfucker could dance around me like it wasn't nothing. So for every 1 hit, he hit me with 2. But for every 2 hits that I hit him, he hit me with 3 more. But he stopped pulling his punches. Or he was never pulling his punches. Only you know, Corey. Only you know. You also know that my dad saved your life. Don't ever forget that shit when you pick fights with people who actually like to fight. So, Corey, who was just wailing on me, and I kept begging him to pull your punches because I have a short fuse. I'm a good sport, but a person can only take so much. And it was like he was trying to knock me out. He was trying to knock me out. Right up until the point where I got so fucking mad that I went Super Saiyan, and I slung the gloves off. And I said, and now you're gonna fucking die. You want to fight? You about to get one. By that time, my father called me. I went over to my father because he called me twice, and if I knew he called me a third time, my father has never beat my ass. But that would have been one of the times that he would have beat my ass. So I went over there and he goes, did you volunteer to fight? And I said, yes. What was the rules? We're going to hit each other. We're going to pull our punches. We're not going to try to hurt each other. We're not going to try to knock each other out. He said, how many times did he try to hurt you? I said, I believe every time. So whose fault is it? His fault. And my dad said, hell no. It's your fault because you volunteered to fight. You thought you were hot shit when you got in there, right? I said, nah, I just wanted to have this motherfucker leave me alone. I figure if I get in the ring and fight him on his terms, it won't gonna be a problem. It's mistake number 2. You don't fight anybody on their terms. Ever. Ever, ever. If you're not a boxer, don't try to outbox a boxer. Alright? It's not gonna work. Unless they don't have good cardio. So he pointed that out to me. I've carried that pain with me for a long time of how this boxer got the better of me because my dad saved his ass. I carry the pain of being trapped in a seatbelt for doing a good deed. I carry the pain of being handcuffed because 2 people got to fighting over a fucking cigarette and all of us wound up in handcuffs. And I don't even fucking smoke. Or drink. And I wasn't drinking at that time except for like every now and again, which like every 2 years I might take a sip. Pain helps you grow. It helps you not make the same mistakes that cause you that pain. So, getting hit in the face hurts, so you learn how to block. But that eternal pain of loss when it comes to like a family member or a friend that you gave a whole lot about, they just cut you the fuck out their life, that pain never goes away. But it helps you grow. The unfortunate side effect of it is that it makes you question your taste in friends and who you pick and shit like that. Some people will be loyal to you until the day you die. And some people will be loyal to you until they can't get anything else from you. And then they kick your ass to the curb. It's not always a bad thing. It's just that y'all paths have now split. And you have to accept that shit. And your friends are always going to have other friends. You're not going to be the center of their universe. And you have to accept that. Once you can accept that, there's a little less pain on the other end of that thing. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Comfort Habit number 2. B, C, and